sorry, I just saw that poster.
It's all about you, Ben. Our next guest is a true Renaissance man. From Broadway to Hollywood, he's established himself as one of the most versatile and amazing entertainers of all time.
This is an embarrassment of riches. Now he's lighting up the screen in one of the year's most anticipated films.
Yes, he is.
Here to talk about his role in Chris Rock's Top 5 and his legendary career in show business is actor, singer, and dancer. Wait for it, Ben Vereen. Welcome to Arise.
Thank you.
Oh, this is such a treat.
We are not worthy. Thank you.
I mean, when I first heard the term triple threat, I think as a little boy, you were in the little thumbnail. It was you.
Yes.
I mean, you have for 30 plus years done it all. Stage, movies, music, and I've enjoyed every bit of it.
Thank you.
Tell me, just what's the secret to, one, being as amazing as you are before us, but to doing it all?
Being blessed. Being blessed. I didn't call it, it called to me.
Yes.
I was just living my life. I never said, yeah, I want to be in show business, I want to be a triple threat, or none of that. I just showed up, and you know, the gifts came, and once the gifts came, then it was a matter of nurturing them.
Yes.
And having great angels to come around and guide you, and great mentors to guide you, and you find that, I love this. Yeah. This is what I want to do. And it comes in all sorts of avenues.
Yes.
You know, as I often tell people, you know, the life itself is an art form. You know, in my Bible it says, in the beginning God created. It didn't say in the beginning God manufactured.
Yes.
So therefore we are all creative aspects of that which created us. You are created to do what you're doing right now. It's an art form. These gentlemen who are running the cameras, it's an art form. The way, if they do a wrong angle, we're going to look bad.
Yes.
So it's an art form the way they're handling the cameras.
And they're true artists, and you're true, and you are true artists
So
as well.
it's a wonderful journey.
Yes.
And then the journey continues. And I mean,
Absolutely.
you know, Chris, my God, look, I had to laugh when I look at this poster guy.
That's right.
My God, there I am, right
All
there.
for you.
You know, Chris called and said, I want, you know, meet with you about this movie. And I said, okay, I haven't done a movie in a long time.
So when
He said,
Chris
"I want
Rock
to do
calls
that."
you,
Yes.
Mr. Vereen, what
Yes.
goes through your mind?
Chris Rock's calling me.
Do you immediately say yes because it's Chris Rock on the phone, or do you say, I'm Ben Vereen?
No,
you
say,
wait a minute, young buck.
No, because it's, see, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not about egoism.
Yeah.
It's about us-isms.
Us-isms.
You know, and that's what's going to bring the whole thing to the fruition. You see, because when he called me, I was honored that Chris would take time to call me, first of all. And then he said, I'd like you to, you know, let's talk about this part. And so we met and we read, you know, the character. I did the character a few ways. And he said, would you do this movie with me? And I said, yeah, of course I'll do it with you. And I get to play his father in the film, and it's been a wonderful journey. I didn't get, the only thing I got to talk about, Chris, I didn't get to play with the other players, you know, because we did our thing separately.
Right.
But this film is fabulous.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's in this movie, and everybody is excellent.
And how is Chris Rock as a director? Or, you know,
That's what blew my mind.
Talk about it.
I must say that Chris, I am so proud of him.
Yeah.
I'm so, the way he handled the directors, the way he handled the crew, and the sense on the set was love.
Yes.
Everybody wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Everybody had the same intent. It's something, they're working on something great. And that's all because of the head, the director.
Talk about so the energy on the set obviously was you and Chris, even though there's so many other great players. So was there any interaction with
it was he and I, but also, you know, Rosario was there.
Rosario Dawson.
Also the fact that the crew, we can't neglect the crew.
Yeah.
Because if they're not into it, you know, they could be like, it's okay, you know, they could be, the energy could be off. But the whole, everybody, the assistant, the crew, everybody was so fabulous.
Okay, so the name of the movie is Top 5,
Top 5,
right?
yes.
And it's a reference to Chris Rock's character's top 5 greatest hip-hop artists.
Right.
Who are your top 5 greatest musicians?
I like that.
Okay, okay, Duke Ellington.
Duke Ellington.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Carmen McRae. Sammy Davis.
One more.
I want to say Thelonious Monk. You know, I'm going to go in that avenue.
Okay.
You know, those are the cats. You know?
Yeah, that sounds like a great
that. That's
iPod list.
a very impressive list. Now, when I'm not here in this co-host seat, I'm actually...
Who's your top 5?
Oh, my goodness. Diana Ross,
Okay.
Michael Jackson,
Okay.
Luther Vandross,
Okay.
Lionel Richie,
Okay.
and Whitney Houston.
What about Ben Vereen?
Wait a minute. That's my triple threat list.
He's got to go.
That's my triple threat.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
That actually is the transition to my question. No, I have to tell you. I want to talk about. Ask me about my triple threats, and you know you're at the top. You are at the top. But can we talk about stage as your first love? I mean, Pippin. I just love Magic to Do. I did that in high school. I mean, talk about all these great roles from Jesus Christ Superstar, Wicked. I mean, you've done a lot of stage.
Yeah.
Is it your first love?
You know, I got to tell young people, you know, if you want to find out about me, you know, you can Google me.
Yeah.
You know, you can go on my website, you know, Ben Vereen Info, or you can tweet about me. You can find. But
and there's shows they actually heard of.
Shows they've heard of.
That's right.
We're preparing a new show for them now called The Showman, which is going to come into next season.
Broadway?
For Broadway.
Oh,
and I'm directing a show. I'm directing Hair. Also in Florida, Venice, Florida next year, and redoing it and putting it into a nice place for it to maintain, to tell our story. You know, so I'm busy.
Yes.
I'm also teaching lectures. I'm also doing master classes around the country.
Yes.
I'm giving back.
Yeah.
I'm giving back because the stage has given so much to me. You know, it's one thing about what I do, about what we do. If these people, it's about you, the audiences. If you didn't tune in, we wouldn't be on the air.
Yeah,
that's right.
True.
It's because of you. So my show is about thank you. Thank you. Where are you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to come into your homes and to your lives and inspire you. That's what we do, inspire.
Is it still as thrilling to be on stage as it was? Yes. Really?
I wake up and go, where's the stage?
Yeah.
Where's the stage? Oh, my bad. Okay, I'll perform here.
Wow. In 2000.
You know? And that's the blessing. You know, it's the blessing. You know, I asked people, I have a friend of mine, I said, man, how do you feel today? He said, man, I'm above ground.
Speaking of being above ground, in 2007, you were diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, same as my dad.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm fabulous.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a place I frequently go to. It's called the Optimum Health Institute. It's in San Diego.
Yes.
And what we do is, I'm a vegan. I'm vegan. That's my choice. Now, you can choose to do whatever you want for your diet. But when I found out I had diabetes, and I spoke to my doctor about it, he said, exercise and do your medication. I said, well, I'm not crazy about doing the medication. What else can I do? He said, exercise and change your eating habits.
Really? So what did you cut out?
So everything. I cut out everything. I went back to the garden, and I exercised more, and I found that my numbers went down. You know, and I'm out here to tell people living with diabetes, it's not a threat. You're not getting a death sentence. Diabetes comes to your life to give you a life. If you do the proper things to take care of yourself, you can live with diabetes. It's not a death sentence. It's a life living sentence. And so the choice of how you look at it, you can look at it, you can say, you can look at the bad, you can look at the good. You know, there's a story, this kid who talks to his father, this Indian chief, tells his son, when you go into life, son, there are two wolves that'll be fighting every day of your life. One's a wolf of good, the other's a wolf of bad. And the kid got scared. He said, well, which one wins, father? He says, the one that you feed. So if we feed the good, which we know which is right for our bodies are designed perfect. All we got to do is give it what it needs, and it will heal us as we go along. And then the doctors and all those physicians have an easier job because we're working with them. You know, so the same thing with diabetes. You can live with this diabetes. You can live with it. It's not. I wish I could go around to every school, every church, every community to give them the tools that they need in order to live a good life with diabetes. It's not hard.
Now, we cannot let you go without asking about this hat.
Yes.
Spiritual enforcer.
Well, the spiritual force has been talking all this interview. It's about enforcing the good. It's about enforcing love, which we need right now on this planet. So my movement is to enforce love. Spiritual enforcers of love. That's who we are. That's who you are.
Yes.
That's what you give. You give good information. And this guy's going 5, 4, 3, 2.
Well, I
He's telling us to wrap it up.
We're wrapping it up here.
mission accomplished. I think you brought love, energy, legacy, and appreciation. Thank you so much, Ben Vereen.
Honor.
Thank you so much.
Honor.
Thank you. Ben Vereen, everybody. Ben Vereen.
Everything.
Yes. Yes.
Next time we'll have to talk about roots. We'll talk about roots the next time.
Yes. All right. You come again anytime. All right. And you're don't leave now. Stay right here. We want you here for pictures. Oh, you're going to play us the break?
You can play us out.